Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Cartoon Karting, the race which can get a little wacky in places, as the poster depicts. We throw whales at each other and throw Oogie into planes. Before we go around and say hello to everyone around our lovely table today, please take a moment to check out the links. The first one there is the Streamlabs link. This week we are holding a poster event where we are selling the posters from last season. So if you want one, now is the time to go and grab one. It'll only be there until next Monday. There's some other things there as well. Big thank you to Mage Hand Press and Bird and the Storm Publishing who make this all possible. And it's very weird saying that when you're sitting right next to me, Justin, as well, by the way. Like, you know, big thank you to Mage Hand Press. Hey, Mage Hand Press.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Welcome. But it's true. Let's go round and say hello to everyone. Let's go clockwise. Let's start with Kylie, or Stonefly Kai. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Tell us about you. Who are you? Oh, hi.
Well, I'm Kylie, Stonefly_Kai. I go by she, her pronouns. My character is Wanda, who also goes by she, her pronouns, and has a vulture for like pet familiar kind of thing. That's about me.
Awesome, thank you. And next around, we welcome back Joshua Barbeau, who I've decided to put a space in the name, but that is actually their Twitter handle. I'll correct that.
Yeah, yeah. There's no space in there in the Twitter handle, but there is a space between my first name and last name on my birth certificate. I go by he/him pronouns. My character is Kevin Hickman, who also goes by, well, whatever pronouns you wish to call him.
Fantastic. Tell us
He's
more.
a noble explorer who sometimes doesn't go where his body does. That's about it.
Next, we welcome back Call Me Caulfield. Oh, hi! Robin, sorry.
Yeah, I have a name that is hard to pronounce. I'm Robin. I'm playing Mantis. We both use she, her pronouns. Yeah. That's it. That's all I got.
Fantastic. You guys are killing it. I love it. Last round, we welcome back Oogie, or Mage Hand Press Justin. Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. I'm Justin, he, him, and Oogie, a recent victim of elder abuse. Not saying who. He's a friendly guy. He, him as well.
Okay, and lastly, me, I am Scratticus. Today I'll be your chief flagman. You may call me by any pronouns you like. I'm trying to outveil them, try and make them work most of all. Today we will be racing around a new playing field. Last week we were racing around an airport. This week the championship moves on. This week we move on to a spooky setting as we head over to the grim neighborhood, where we'll be racing around a graveyard, haunted house, and cemetery.
Ooh.
This is, as Stonefly pointed out just before the show, it's going to be the place where the creepy crawlers are from last stream. But before we get onto the starting line, is there anything that y'all would like to do? As we play the game today, when we get racing, it will be speed rolls for overtaking, speed rolls for closing distance, and speed rolls for increasing distance, and we will measure distances in distances. And it will take you one successful roll to close a distance or whatever. If there's other ways you want to close distances, like throwing things at people, it won't be speed rolls, it'll be other things. We'll figure it out as we go. But that is essentially how things will work. In the pits are the terrible duo. The now without his dragon is Igor manning his hearse. He's got rid of the parapet that the dragon used to stay in, and is casting dirty looks at Oogie, who has befriended / stolen his dragon. Also, we've got the Huckleberry brothers back, the Chuggabug. They're working on their boiler with their bear, and there's a few other people around as well. Not in the pits, but in the bar. You can find the Beer brothers getting ready to race, and somewhere manning her slimline sports car is Femme Fatale Fiona as well. I always struggle over that name. Why did I make someone a name that I can't say?
Whenever you say it, I'm definitely like, I don't want to try to say that. I don't want to get stuck near her during the race because I don't want to have to say it.
So yeah, is there anything that you guys would like to do in the pits before we get started?
I'd like to check out my competition.
Of course. I'd
I'd also like to evaluate my competition for their skills.
Certainly. Do you by chance have the scan ability?
I do not have the scan ability, no.
Okay.
However, I do have a couple things. I'm supposed to have a couple important contacts that I could maybe take advantage of. So I don't know if that's something that would come into play now before the race.
Yeah, we can totally do that. You can have race informants. That sounds like a perfectly good thing to have. Mantis, didn't you say before the stream that you also have something like that? So maybe the pair of you get a dossier from your contacts about the people from about the people you're racing with. They tell you that in their home location, the creepy crawlers are in fact a difficulty 6 racer, making them one of the more challenging racers on the field. Difficulties, by the way, are how we do our dice rolls. We take the difficulty, we times it by 3, and that's what you have to beat on a d20 to beat it, to beat the challenge. So difficulty 6 possible, but you have to roll an 18 or more. The Huckleberry brothers not so good in the graveyard shift. They're only a difficulty 4 racer in this race. The Beer brothers, as always, are only difficulty 3 as they run in their cardboard cutout. And Femme Fatale Fiona, difficulty 5 this week. It would seem after last week's tremendous loss, she is out for revenge. But that's the NPCs. How about the rest of the people on the foreground? What does the dossier say about Oogie and Wanda?
Well, for Oogie, it would definitely say he drives like he doesn't know where he's going, but he seems to be able to make friends with any animal he encounters, except a vulture, a particular vulture that belongs to Wanda.
Wanda is definitely kind of a little haughty, a little bit into herself. If you guys were to look at her, I don't think I've ever described how she looks. She has like a bob black haircut. She's very, very short. She's like, 4 or 5 or something ridiculously short. And then her vulture is huge. So her vulture isn't quite as big as her, but definitely like on the verge of being her size. And she's a little bit ruthless on the tracks.
Oh yeah, the dossier will definitely mention Wanda doing underhand things to win races.
Yes.
Why don't we go around and describe our cars as well? What are we racing in today? I won't pick anyone out. Whoever's ready, you can go.
Wanda has her black convertible again. It looks as though she does have a little bit of an upgrade to it. In the back, it looks like she might have, I don't even know what they're actually called, but those parts of the car that come up so that you get better air. What are those called?
Spoiler?
Yeah,
Spoiler.
That's what it is. She has a spoiler on her car, and that's it's black. I don't know if I even said that or not.
So next to Wanda's name on the dossier, I think it says spoiler alert.
Oh, that was terrible.
So good.
Kevin looks like, I want to say he looks like Captain Falcon from the first Super Smash Brothers video game. And he's driving a 1985 DeLorean. As he's a nostalgic type. He doesn't really do the maintenance on his own car. He has people for that. So, yeah.
Pit
He just
crew.
gets in and drives.
You have pit crew working away on it for you.
Yeah. My pit crew is just one guy who works very hard. It's just one.
Maybe that could be one of your you said you have contacts plural. One is a dossier of a mechanic.
I have two NPCs that are supposed to be attached to me. One is a level 2 servant, a retainer of some type, and the other is an important contact that can give me information. So.
Yeah, I heard level 2 mechanic.
Is my pit crew.
Yeah.
My one-man pit crew. His name is Bob.
Of
Bob
course.
Joe.
I dig it.
Looking forward to when it all goes wrong. Bob, do something. Who next? What else do we have on in the pits?
Uki's currently planting some seeds. I'll tell you what happens as a result after Robin's done describing her racer.
Okay. So Mantis, like, physically has like a real nice tight ponytail. She has like super white hair, like the snow. She has pointed ears, and she races in leather pants, heels, and a crop top. Gotta be stylish. But the car that she drives is it's a very sort of traditional muscle car with a very like throaty engine. I'd say it's a lot like the old Dodge Chargers.
Nice. What color?
It is very white with like black stripes on the side.
I can see it. It's beautiful.
All right,
It's got like the engine coming through the hood, like that, real good. Yeah,
Little Hemi sticking out the bonnet. Nice.
absolutely.
And I realise as well, bonnet is an English term for hood, so little Hemi sticking out the hood. Sorry. Crazy Americans of you.
I like bonnet better.
Yeah, well, like, we dress our cars. We have bonnets and boots on our cars. Bonnet being the front hood and boot being the trunk. Yeah, that's how we dress our cars. So as everyone's pushing their car onto the starting line, Oogie, what do you hatch? What do you have in those seeds today?
So, for those that don't know, Oogie is a very old turtle, wearing some very, very basic, kind of like druid raiments, and a very strangely ornate friendship bracelet. That's also matching a friendship bracelet on his friend Binky the dragon's front claw. But as he plants these seeds and everyone's preparing to race, a giant 40-foot redwood tree shoots up from the ground, falls over with some rather large wheels on them, and two cockpits, one for Oogie and one that's dragon-sized for Binky, both wearing matching racing helmets, goggles, and scarves.
Of course. And with all of our cars on the starting lines, how about we walk the track and let you all know what we'll be racing through today. We start in the graveyard, racing around tombs and tombstones and the like. It's not a section of track that is railroaded. It's very pick your own route through the obstacles. In a general sort of straight line sort of basis. At the other end of the graveyard, you enter the cemetery with the funeral parlor. You have a choice here. You can go through the funeral parlor bit where there may or may not be flames, or you can go through the cemetery section, which is just essentially a meet and greet, so potentially much less peril, maybe. After we get through that bit, we come to the haunted house on the hill. You drive up the hill in a loop to get to the haunted house and enter via the garage. The haunted house has been converted to have roads going through the haunted house, and you are looking for an exit. There are several exits to the haunted house which give different routes back to the finish line, and we go round again. Last week we only just about did one lap. This week maybe we'll do more. We'll see. There was a lot of throwing each other in planes and stuff though. I feel like I'm really calling you out on that one, Kylie. Like...
I love it.
That's okay. It's good.
So, to determine our initial starting position on the track, I would like everyone to roll me an initiative roll, please. That'd be, if it asks you for a difficulty, we set it at difficulty 0.
Okay.
And this will be the only time that I roll in the game. Wow, you all rolled awful. Or at least the two of you who rolled first did.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Yeah, those are bad rolls.
I was just letting them ahead so that I could destroy them.
Oh, mine didn't roll. Okay. Oh, that's why I didn't roll.
You know why I rolled awful? Because where I'm going, I don't need roads.
Oh, God. So, let's see. Funnily enough, it's the Chuggabug starts on the starting in pole position. After the Chuggabug, we have Mantis. Mantis, you must have put in some really good times in the practice runs. After Mantis, we have the Creepy Brothers, the Creepy Crawler. No, sorry, the Creepy Crawler, not the Creepy Brothers. Then somehow, Oogie, because that's one difficulty, we -3, so that puts you on a 7 for initiative. So somehow the Beer Brothers got ahead of you all.
I'm a turtle and I'm old. It's cool.
Yeah, perhaps you didn't have your car yet. Then we have Oogie on a 7. After Oogie, starting next to each other, so literally next to each other, we have Wanda and Femme Fatale Fiona. You said you didn't want to be close to them, right? You've literally started right next to them. And right at the back, we have Kevin Hickman.
Yep.
Okay. Well, as you all get in your races, you may start your engines. The lights come on. Red across the top. Amber. Green. Everyone roll me a speed roll.
Is it difficulty 0 for the speed roll?
Difficulty 0 for now, yes.
Oh boy.
Okay, so...
Look
okay.
at that.
Really good rolls at the back there. So, Mantis, your difficulty 3 won't get you any position, but you won't lose any either. Difficulty 4, Oogie, you will get ahead of the Beer Brothers straight away. You take them on start. And yeah, Wanda and Kevin, you both tear ahead of Femme Fatale Fiona as well. Femme Fatale Fiona starts at the back of the pack, and so that is our starting lineup. So we will now go through in initiative order as we race into the graveyard. The graveyard, there's graves all over. It looks like some of them might be freshly turned earth, chat. Not saying anything. As we enter, the Chuggabug takes the lead. The Chuggabug pushing on. They have their bear driving as normal, sitting at the front. Yogi is looking behind. The Chuggabug brothers, they are taking logs, but rather than chucking them in the burner to get more speed, they're chucking them onto the road to create obstacles. Just behind the Chuggabug, Mantis, you are right behind them. As they are chucking wood on the road, they've become one step harder to beat this turn. Meaning if you would like to try and well, they're essentially at the moment a difficulty 6 opponent.
Okay,
oh no, wait, they were difficulty 4 this week. Difficulty 5, sorry, difficulty 5.
Okay. So what do I just roll D20?
What would you like to do? Would you like to just try and do a straight overtake? Would you like to try and sabotage them in some way?
Ooh, I definitely like to sabotage them. Let's
any racing game you can think of that's ever done any move, if you want to produce a red tortoiseshell equivalent and throw a red tortoiseshell at them, we can figure that out. If you want to ram them somehow, we can do that. You name it.
I'm gonna go classic here, and in sort of Mach 5 style, I'm going to just sort of... Can I shoot oil at them?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Let's do that.
I think that'll be a speed attack. Unless you can justify it being another kind of attack. Yeah, do you have any abilities that might help you?
I do have anticipation. I can look ahead to see how my actions might unfold, and then I have an asset for the first task I perform before the end of the next round.
Yeah, sure. So you get an asset with this roll. In that case, back at the top, click on the speed button and give us a speed roll. This time it will be difficulty 5. If you want to spend effort, you can. Essentially, what happens when you spend effort is you take pools from your speed pool and make the task one step easier, so you can reduce it down to difficulty 4, for example. You've already got an asset which will reduce it by 1 difficulty level as well, so when it asks you for the asset prompt, put in a level of 1.
Oh, it didn't ask me for the asset.
Oh. Well, we'll just chuck an asset in as well. It doesn't matter either way, because you got a 19, which is a minor effect. I think your minor effect...
one creature I choose within short range either acts first or acts last during the next round.
Oh, sure. Who would you like to nominate to act first or last next round?
I'm going to pick... Well, I mean, the Chuggabug.
Of course.
Gonna act last next round.
So as they slip on this oil, they hit a tombstone. And you just see smoke rising from the boiler as Yogi and the two brothers... Damn it, Yogi, you're supposed to be watching the road! Like, and they're like starting to like get spanners out and stuff, and they're just hitting it, trying to get things working. It doesn't look like they're going to be going anytime soon, Mantis. It looks like by making them go last next turn, you've not only done that, you made them lose a few places. So Mantis tears into the first place. After Mantis, we have the creepy crawlers. The creepy crawlers are going to try and catch up on you, Mantis. They're trying to gain some position on you. Would you like to make a speed defense?
Yeah, I would.
This will be difficulty 6, so if you want to put any effort in or anything like that, you can.
Nah, I think I'll just make the normal roll. Alright, so you said difficulty 6.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to put in any effort.
Yep. There's one thing I've noticed about this sheet last week. It always says success. So when it says green success, don't get too excited. We may have to ignore that because as we see, it says that
It
only
says
beats
beats difficulty 5.
difficulty 5. Unfortunately, they do catch up to you. The creepy crawlers, they are right on your tail. That distance that you created with the start, they've just gained it back up, so they're right on your tail. You can hear Eerie Igor behind you being like, "This is my home track." And very keen. Oogie, you're next.
Oh, yeah, sure. Let's go. And I put the pedal to the metal, in a direction that may or may not be correct.
Of course.
So I'm assuming speed.
Yeah, speed roll. If you're just trying to gain positions, like I say, the graveyard doesn't actually have a road. You just navigate your way through it. So, I mean, whether that helps or hinders you is entirely up to you.
You know that it probably helps Suki, if anything. So I will see if I can catch up, or I'm supposed to.
Well, a difficulty 3 isn't gonna help you much.
No, it is not. Oh, I think I forgot to calibrate the cart for the new weight. Wait, sorry, Blinky.
Binky just. Oh.
Don't worry, we'll catch up.
And thank you, Kentucky Hawkeye, who gives a reroll to Wanda. Next in the initiative order are the Beer Brothers. The Beer Brothers will be trying to catch up and overtake you, Oogie, seeing as you're being a little lackadaisical. Can you please make a difficulty-free speed defense roll?
Difficulty 3. Submit. Aha!
What is your minor effect suggestion?
Okay, my minor effect suggestion is a hawk or raven attacks your foe's head for 1 round, during which time the difficulty of all tasks the foe performs is modified by 1 step to its detriment. Can I propose that be changed to vines and trees and plants and things instead?
Yeah, I think I'll modify it a little bit as well to make it slightly more powerful but more relevant. It'll just be people who try to overtake you, so not a specific person. But anyone who tries to overtake you will be 1 difficulty harder for at least the next round, maybe 2.
Sweet.
Next, the Beer Brothers are a little flattened by this. After we have Wanda and Kevin Hickman. Sort of, I think Wanda, you got the higher initiative, so you would be first up.
I want to try to gain some speed ahead and overtake the Beer Brothers.
Of course, difficulty-free speed check.
And I'm not gonna put any effort into it. Oh.
No need. You can, as they are feeling a little deflated from Oogie's maybe a vine catches them and they slow down and you just tear on past and you're right behind Oogie. Kevin, you would see this. You would see Wanda easily overtake the Beer Brothers, leaving the Beer Brothers ahead of you. What would you like to do?
Well, I think I would like to accelerate to 88 miles per hour. When I do, little spoils on the outside of my car, the LED lights on the outside of my car start lighting up, making a very similar looking effect to the Back to the Future movie. I mean, it's entirely cosmetic, but
I really hope
still looks very cool.
I really hope you get major effect and something actually happens.
It could well do. Why don't you make me a difficulty-free speed check, so if you can get ahead of the Beer Brothers as well?
Sounds good. Difficulty 3. Done. Well,
I'm calling it
major effect.
Yeah, I'm calling it. The major effect is that I think you should disappear. I think that's what should happen. I think there should be 2 trails of flame.
Let me describe this.
Go for it.
I accelerate to 88 miles per hour. My LED lights on the exterior of my car to make it look like I'm traveling through time activate. Spectacular visual display. And then I veer off I know there's no road, but I veer off the path, and it looks like I go right into the wall. There may have been like a little, one of those things that they have in racing games, those secret shortcuts. Yeah, but it looks like I vanished into thin air.
Perfect. Beautiful. Perhaps Bob there being a bit quick on the open close on the wall, maybe.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Fantastic. So the DeLorean disappears. And then at the back of the pack, we have Fiona. Fiona is going to try and overtake the Beer Brothers, and soars past them, staying close to you now, Wanda. Everyone's still pretty tight at the moment. We have the Mantis up front. The Mantis? Wow, I'm referring to your car now as a Mantis as well. We have Mantis.
Mantis vibe.
So let's see, Mantis, then the Creepy Crawlers, then Oogie still, Wanda, FemFNAF, Fiona, and the Beer Brothers quickly moving to the back. There are a couple of people missing. Those are the Chuggabug, who are yet to see where they appear in this line, and Kevin, who has disappeared into a wall. So, Mantis, you are first.
Okay. Okay, so I'm up front, and the creepy crawlies are right behind me?
Yes, indeed. You can hear him heckling you.
I would like to try and, blind him with a very bright, flashing light. From, the back of my car.
Yeah, sure. Something intellect-based, maybe?
Yes. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. That's difficulty 6?
Difficulty 6, yes.
I'm gonna use... No, I'm not. It's fine. This is fine. Ah, damn.
So close, but yet so far. The bright light shines on Igor, and Igor just sort of bats it away as a swarm of bats appear, blocking the light from blinding him. No dice. They're going to try and overtake you. Would you like to make a speed defense?
I would.
If you'd like to apply effort, you may. You've rolled a lot of 5s, but no 6s.
I know, I'm so close. I'm not going to apply an effort.
Fair.
Eee.
Ooh, so unfortunately the light, perhaps you think it worked maybe or something like that. Either way, they're going to overtake you. How does this look?
So I guess as they, come along the side of me and they get past Mantis, it's just she tightens her grip on the steering wheel and sort of punches it a little out of frustration. And but she's ready. She's lasered in.
Lasered in. Wonderful. So Oogie, behind, you would see this. We're all still tight. We've not had any distance created between anyone yet. We're all very tight pack. So you'll see the creepy crawler steam ahead of the Mantis, which is apparently how I'm referring to your car now.
I'm into it.
Yeah. So Oogie, Mantis is ahead of you.
All right, Binky. I think I fixed the engine. Let's try this again. But can I get some boost from your wings? and I'm gonna use push, to represent that. Send an object flying, choosing myself, and that's that ability right there. It's going to cost 1 because I've gotten intellect edge, and I think last time you said it was giving me 2 assets.
Yep, that seems legit. Since it costs 2 intellect, I think, yeah, it will give you 2 assets.
Okay. And then it's going to be intellect or speed.
Your choice. As you've used an intellect ability, you may use intellect or speed to try and overtake Wanda. And this will be an opposed roll. We have some Cypher PvP, not something that normally happens.
All right. I will do that. So do I set difficulty or just roll?
Yeah, you set the difficulty with your ability, and then Wanda will try and defend.
Okay, and effort to roll. To represent my assets, are we just going to do that after I roll, or
yeah, we'll just do it afterwards.
Okay. I will not put in any effort because I think I can do this. And it looks like I did pretty good.
Ooh, yeah, you did really good. So, Wanda, you can see Oogie... No, so hang on, not Wanda. Mantis. Mantis, you can see Oogie steaming up behind you. Look, they're doing a difficulty 8 speed attack to try and overtake. That's currently not possible to roll. Something special is going to happen. How would you defend?
How would I defend? I would... I don't... I think Mantis would probably just sort of concede in that moment. Like, sort of maybe try blocking at first, but then sort of just move over.
Playing the long game, I like it.
Fast.
Considering last week we had free wrecks from people trying to defend each other and stuff, I think this could be a new and fresh tactic, and I'm here for it. So, Oogie, you will then take Mantis's position in second.
Yep. All right. So as I drive past, Oogie's just gonna look, and he doesn't look malicious. He just looks like the friendliest turtle ever, and he's just. And Binky's waving as well as they fly by.
Mantis would just like wink deceptively.
Looks like we got a new friend.
Thank you very much, Roll Control, for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. I'm stumbling over my words tonight. This could be entertaining.
Wascally waiting wabbits.
Wanda, you are next down the line. Where would you appear? Sorry, ahead of you, you can see Oogie has just overtaken overtaken Mantis. Mantis is now ahead of you.
Can I do something to affect more than one person, or does it only affect one person?
It depends on if you have an ability which enables it.
Okay, so I don't necessarily... Okay, well, what I want to do is, knowing we were coming to a spooky track, I packed a Ouija board with me, and I want to try to, like, summon a ghost or something to try to, like, scare the people in front of me. Because you know when people, like, scare and they, like, veer off to the side? Can I try to do something like that?
Yes, you can. I would... So, do you just want this to affect one person, or do you want it to affect multiple people?
I want to try to affect Mantis, Oogie, and are the creepy crawlers up there too?
They're all ahead of you currently, yeah.
So maybe at the very front of the track, right ahead of everybody. Like,
okay.
Cause a pile up or something.
So, the creepy crawlers will be difficulty 6. For every additional person you want it to affect, we'll add another difficulty level. And of course, they do get the opportunity to defend, so that'll be difficulty 8 to affect all 3.
I'll just do the first person.
Okay, I mean, you
For
could
the first person.
do that. My custom rules for effort in a one-shot, by the way, is that you can spend as much effort as you like. Essentially, it just means that your pool comes down quicker and we have more wrecks. That's fine.
I want to try to affect everybody then, and I'll put effort into it.
Sure thing. So it's currently difficulty 8. How many levels of effort are you going to put in?
What am I rolling? Am I rolling or intellect?
Does the skill have a base?
No.
Let's say intellect then. I feel like successfully using a Ouija board, I mean, you're not going to brute force it, and I don't think it's a matter of speed, so we're only left with intellect.
Okay, so I'm gonna do 3. And then I have an edge, so does that make it 7? Difficulty 7?
No, an edge makes your effort cost 1 less.
Okay. So still go ahead and put 3 in the effort.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, so that costs you 6 from your intellect pool. Your roll of 8 beats difficulty 2 with the extra... Yeah, unfortunately that's not going to work. We reduced difficulty all the way down to 5, but at difficulty 2... I imagine what you essentially summon is someone holding up a sheet, and it doesn't really have an effect on anyone.
Ernie, is that you?
Fiona is going to try and overtake you, Wanda, whilst you're being distracted with your Ouija board. Would you like to make a defense roll?
Yes. And is my difficulty 0?
It'll be difficulty 5 for Fiona.
Okie dokie. Let's see in the chat.
Yeah, no, unfortunately a roll of 6 only beats difficulty 2. So Fiona just clean racing. No dirty tactics this week. Fiona just streaks ahead of you. And then lastly, the Beer Brothers try and follow the same. They're trying to follow the same slipstream as Fiona. Can we have a difficulty-free defense roll?
Why, certainly. Maybe I'll beat them.
You do. You can defend against the Beer Brothers. Everyone can defend against the Beer Brothers. The Beer Brothers try and run ahead in their cart that they've cut out running, and they just can't quite make it. Now, next, let's go to Kevin. Kevin. 2, 3,
Yes.
4, 5, 6. Could you please roll me a 1d6?
I'd be happy to. Let's see. And roll 20. Or should I just here?
Yeah, go for it.
1d6. I got a 5.
Oh, low was what you wanted here, so you're going to come out in position 5.
Okay. So I was in some kind of shortcut, one of those hidden shortcuts that you always find in racing games. Can I have it spit me out of that shortcut at an elevated point so that it feels like it kind of fall out of thin air and just land into position 5? Keep driving.
You certainly can. You land just in front of Wanda.
So all Wanda sees is a bunch of flashing lights and a car just fly out of the sky in front of her. A DeLorean. A 1985 DeLorean.
Yeah.
Heavily modified.
What Wanda appears just looks on with a look of disgust. Am I correct? Or yeah. Fantastic. And last is the Chuggabug. The Chuggabug is simply going to let's see how badly you affected the Mantis. Can you do me a intellect roll of difficulty 0?
Sure.
Okay, difficulty 3. That's not too bad. So they're going to drop. They're going to drop about 3 or 4 spaces and end up pulling out of the tombstone just ahead of Kevin. So our new positioning for this one is the creepy crawlers up front, home in their hometown. Oogie, Mantis, followed by Fiona, the Chuggabug, then Kevin, Wanda, and finally the Beer Brothers. Wanda, you look so salty.
Oh, I'm salty. I am starting to plot.
That talk of not throwing each other into planes is quickly going out the window, I fear.
I'm just saying karma.
So, Igor is trying to create some distance between you and him, Oogie. He's going to activate the... well, he goes to press to activate the dragon power button and realise that he doesn't have one. So instead, he just puts his foot down. Can you give me a defense roll difficulty 6 to stop there from being space created?
And is my minor effect still in effect where it's for those defense rolls, or?
Yeah, that was for people overtaking though.
Only for overtaking, not for creating space.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. In that case, I will use entangling force to have vines wrap around the wheels of his car as he tries to overtake me.
Yeah, sure. That will decrease the difficulty of this check by 1.
So down to 5?
Yeah, we'll take it down to 5, yeah.
Okay. And then, right, so I'm going to roll intellect to defend since I'm using magic. If that's all right.
Of course.
Okay, so difficulty 5, submit. And I'm going to, you know what, I feel like I need to put in some effort for this, so I'm going to put in 2 effort.
Fantastic. So with the 2 effort, that reduces it to difficulty 3, and your roll beats a difficulty 3, so you succeed. Please reduce your pool by 4 points. As you stop the creepy crawler from gaining that distance, maybe we'll say that the vines don't snag on the wheels and stop the wheels, but maybe they can snag on the bumper and just hold on so they can't accelerate.
That works for me. Not so fast there.
And Mantis, you will see this all going on ahead of you. What would you like to do?
Mantis is gonna try. Do I want to do this? I don't know if I want to do this. Mantis is gonna try to sort of just try and overtake Oogie. Yeah. But like in an aggressive way, like maybe some like probably trying to like bump him a little bit in the process.
By all
Right
means.
up on this quarter panel.
So, would you like to use might then, or speed?
I would like to use might.
Of course. So, aggressive driving, Oogie, as Mantis tries to shunt you. Mantis, you can set the difficulty by rolling your might.
So I do have. Can I use like my muscles of iron too? Because it says for the next 10 minutes, the difficulty of all might-based actions other than attack rolls that I attempt is reduced by 1 step.
I mean,
Definitely.
you're in a muscle car, so yeah.
Yeah, definitely can. That makes total sense.
All right.
So whatever you roll will increase the difficulty by 1.
Okay. And it's got 1 edge. So, okay, so I am rolling at a difficulty 0.
Yeah, you roll difficulty 0, and this will set the difficulty for Oogie to defend against. If you would like to spend effort, we will add that to the difficulty that you set.
No, it's okay. No effort.
Okay, but with your muscles, or muscle car rather, you can that becomes difficulty 4. So Oogie, can you defend the difficulty 4 speed test to overtake? Since you are trying to overtake, Oogie's minor effect will be in play, reducing it down to difficulty 3 again.
Okay. And also, I'm going to have Binky push the car away using some intellect to try and help defend myself as well if I can.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Yeah.
Okay. Gotta keep a safe distance. And difficulty. So it's gonna go down to difficulty 1.
Yeah, seems that way. Mantis, as Oogie's just being super defensive. Except you only rolled a 2. So despite all this, how does Mantis still manage to overtake you? How does this look between the two? Is it a slip-up on Oogie's part, or is it just pure skill and aggressive driving on Mantis's part?
I feel like it's pure skill and aggressive driving on Mantis's part.
No.
And like she'll come like up the quarter panel and she'll like sort of be rubbing like against Oogie a little bit, and it'll be just enough to get like ahead. And as Mantis is going by, she'll just wave to Oogie.
He's just waving again, like he has no idea what's going on. Clearly,
Just here, has no idea why. So you can take second position between Oogie and the creepy crawler. Next is Fiona. Fiona is going to try and overtake you as well, Oogie.
already.
They're normally difficulty 5. With your vines, it'll be difficulty 4.
All right, let's see if I can do better this time around. I'm a little worried, so I'm going to put in a couple effort here. Oops, that was difficulty that I set. Okay, so difficulty 4, submit, effort 2. There we go.
You 100% succeed. With the final difficulty being difficulty 2 and rolling a difficulty 5 anyway, Fiona cannot get around you, be it vines or be it Oogie just stumbling all over the road. They can't maneuver around.
How's it going, Fiona?
She's looking annoyed, lighting up a cigarette. You know, she has no words. She lost last week. She doesn't want to lose again.
One of the vines that's like impeding her actually slaps the cigarette out of her mouth. Those will kill ya. If you want to live as long as me, you shouldn't do that.
Just hear teeth gritting from over the sound of engine cars and all the rest of it. So after Fiona, we have the Chuggabug. The Chuggabug is just going to try and overtake Fiona. One of the few times I get to make dice rolls. And they do. They sail past Fiona, and they have gained additional speed. So for the next round, their speed defense will be one step harder. So Kevin, you can see Fiona ahead of you. Behind you is Wanda. Someone's cast silence. It's Okay, so Kevin will be right back. Until then, the cameras will just be a little bit broken for a second, but that's fine. So whilst we wait for Kevin to come back, Wanda, we'll get the Beer Brothers attack out of the way. The Beer Brothers are gonna overtake you. Or try to. You make me a difficulty-free speed defense, please.
Difficulty 3. Okay.
Yeah, the Beer Brothers stay at the back. They cannot get ahead. Yeah. What do we think so far? How is the race going for y'all?
I'm racing?
Wanda is starting to feel a little bit malicious, a little bit angry.
Mantis is just getting started.
Of course. Yeah. You've not had the best race between you, Mantis and Wanda. You both started a lot higher than you've ended up.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Isn't Mantis in second place?
I am, and I did start in second place.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I went to first, I went to second, I went to third, and now I'm back to second.
So
I'll
actually,
be in first.
you've just
Don't
been
worry.
wiggling around then, yeah. That's
So
So
I started
Wanda,
it near the back and have like slowly been.
oh yeah, you've gained a whole bunch because you started in what fifth, and you're now in third.
Was I not in last place initially, or with
Yeah,
initiative?
you rolled
or-
initiative last.
Yeah. I'd like it. I know my initiative was low, and then that initial speed check just really helped. I think is what it was.
Yeah.
Somewhere in like bumping Oogie's car, like one strand of hair, like one like little sliver of hair, much like this one in front of my face, sort of probably fell out of Mantis's like bun. Less than pleased.
She's looking disheveled.
Okay.
Oogie's kind of like sometimes he forgets to hold the steering wheel as the music plays.
The music, yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
Yeah,
Do you
I
want
found
me
some.
to go ahead and go?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just going to set
Okay.
up the windows as well so we can actually see you properly.
Okay.
Hey, but yeah, by all means, what is it that you would like to do on your turn?
I'm going to. Oh shoot! Mortimer. Will you take the parachute and attach it to Kevin's vehicle? And you know those drag race parachutes that like slow people down and pull them back?
Mhm.
I want Mortimer to drop one of those, or try like hook it to the back of his car or something.
May I ask you to do this to the Chuggabug instead, as I would not like to attack a character who is
Oh.
not here.
I mean, yeah. No, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. So we'll do
Hey.
Chuggabug. I mean, he's here now.
He is. Welcome back.
Hey,
You should have
Look at
waited
that.
10 seconds.
I was still in the future, clearly. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So we cleared the Beer Brothers' turn whilst you was away. The Beer Brothers stayed at the back of the pack. So you had the Chuggabug ahead. It looks like Wanda is getting ready to do something to you with a vulture. But that's
So here's what I'd like to do. I since I got a nat 20 in the last round, I have this ability that gives me +1 intellect edge for one round. So I want to use it while I've got it.
yeah, 100%.
And I also have an ability that lets me make an intellect roll or spend intellect to have an out of body experience. And I'd like to use that while I've got the increased intellect edge to kind of get insight as to why those guys in the first place position are able to be so far ahead of everyone else.
Sure thing. Okay.
Yeah. I wanna see what they're doing, and I want to copy it.
Okay, well, at the moment the creepy crawlies are in the first place, and if your body was to materialize in the car next to them,
Yeah.
it's just like watching someone.
Not my body, my mind.
Yeah, an apparition, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like watching someone driving through like their home roads. You know, like when you see someone driving a road that they just know really well.
So they've just done this track before, clearly.
A whole bunch. It's like it's the track they grew up on or something.
Huh. Okay. So do can I make an intellect check to see if I can kind of gleam their insight?
100%.
Give me a
100%. Yes, you can.
Maybe I can be driving like I've been driven here a million times before. And can I spend intellect to make this a superior roll, or how does that work?
Yes, you can. You can do that by spending effort. When you spend effort, do you have 1 or 2 intellect edges right now?
Right now I have 1 intellect edge.
Yeah. So the first time you spend effort usually costs 3 points of intellect to reduce the difficulty by 1. Because you have an edge, it will reduce that cost to 2. Every level after that first one costs 2. So if you wanted to reduce it by 1, it costs 2, 2 costs 4, etc.
Do I know what the difficulty of this check would be?
I think it will be difficulty. You're not trying to overtake them, so it's not their racing prowess. I think this is going to be.
I'm just trying to kind of steal some of their insight to use it to my advantage.
I think that would be difficulty 4.
Yeah, I'll reduce it by 1 then, since I have the intellect bonus right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use it. So that costs me 2 intellect, right?
That's true.
And then I roll difficulty 2 or difficulty 3.
You can either do difficulty 3 or do difficulty 4, and do you use 1 level of effort? It's up to you.
Okay. All right. I'll do 3.
Cool.
Done.
Done. Yes. You. As your mind is sitting in the car at the front of the track, your body is getting this constant feedback about the best routes to take, and your speed rolls will be 1 difficulty easier for at least a round, if not more.
Sounds like a plan.
With that in mind, would you like to try and overtake the Chuggabug?
Yes, please.
Go for it. They're normally difficulty 5. Right now, they're difficulty 4. Thanks to your superior insight.
Difficulty 4. Done. Ooh.
Only on difficulty 2. Unfortunately, you can't quite get round them as you go to take this easier route, and the Chuggabug just shunts in front of you. As you can hear the wailing of the bear ahead. Not letting you quite get by. And so...
Well, alrighty then.
And so...
I'll just sit here in my spot.
Maybe that is bear for stay in your lane. Who knows? Wanda! You're plotting something involving a vulture.
Yes, Mortimer is going to hook one of the drag racing parachutes onto the back of Kevin's car and let it try to drag him backwards.
Okay, so trying to anchor Kevin to overtake.
Yes.
Okay, so that will be intellect or speed. Set the difficulty, and we'll see if Kevin can defend.
There we go. It's 2. Am I reading that right?
Yeah, it's only difficulty 2. Oh dear. So Kevin, can you beat a difficulty 2 speed defense?
I'm as bad as the Beer Brothers.
2. I think I can. I think I can. Let's oh, wait. Look at that.
Ooh.
Look at that. Isn't that a thing of beauty?
Oh my goodness.
That's a minor effect.
Yeah, minor effect. I feel like it should be something relevant to the situation, like something about avoiding birds or drag race parachutes. Something along them lines.
Okay. So maybe the LED lights that are on my car ignite the drag race parachutes, leaving a trail of fire behind me as I just like fly through them.
Of course. Yeah, totally. Wanda, not this time. And so we go back to the...
Mother. I blame him. I blame Mortimer.
Poor Mortimer. Poor Mortimer. So we go back to the front of the front of the race. We have the creepy crawler trying to pull away from Mantis now. Mantis, can you make me a speed defense to stop them from creating distance between you?
I certainly can.
The difficulty will be difficulty 6.
Eek. Eek. That didn't work. That was bad.
Yeah, unfortunately, there is 1 league of distance now between the creepy crawler has just pulled away from the front of the pack, using that insight that Kevin was just taking advantage of. They're taking the easy route through the tombstones, and they're just ever so gently pulling away. And there is now 1 measure of distance between you and them. But that does make it your turn, Mantis.
Well, I feel like I've got to try and close that league of distance. So I'm gonna try to do that. Yeah. Can I use my anticipation again?
Yes, indeed, you can.
Yeah. So I'm gonna look ahead, see how my actions might unfold. Mantis just sort of does this like little blink, sort of sees a few seconds into the future, and floors it. So that gives me an asset on my first task, which is trying to close the gap and sort of get right on the creepy crawly's bumper.
So that will reduce the difficulty from 6 to 5.
Okay. Come on, dice, be friendly. Mother. Damn.
So unfortunately, this just isn't happening. Your glimpse into the future reveals that they must be cheating or something, because there's just no way. After Mantis, it is Oogie's turn again.
Righty. So, Binky's old buddy's right in front of me, right? No, Mantis is behind me. That's right.
Yep.
I'm ahead of you.
Yeah. See, I just can't keep track of these things. I'm just too old for this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna try and drive real fast and ask Binky if maybe he knows any shortcuts. And can I use the navigate skill to do so?
You can indeed. Going through the graveyard, you may use the navigate skill. That means you have 1 level of training when you are attempting this task.
Okay, so that'll reduce difficulty by 1 or something.
Yeah, if you use the dice roller on the skill, you should be able to roll it as a navigate check.
Oh, all right. And then I'm gonna just say difficulty 0, I guess, because I'm setting the defense.
Yes, you are.
Okay, and I'm gonna try and drive real fast, and I'm gonna try and be real smart about this path that I take. And I'm gonna use a couple effort.
Okay, so trained plus effort. That'll make... Right, the roll was difficulty 2. We push it up 3 steps. That makes it a difficulty 5 defense task, please, Mantis, to stay ahead of Oogie. And you can see the end of the graveyard coming up.
Okay. Okay. So at the end of the graveyard's like the haunted house, right?
Next is the cemetery or the funeral parlor.
Ooh, okay. So it's a difficulty 5 speed roll to stay ahead of Oogie.
It is indeed.
Let's see.
Unfortunately, difficulty 2. You two have been trading paint an awful lot, and Oogie just floats by again.
Your character sheet hates you.
Sure does.
I'm assuming I'm like veering off the course though, or something, or what would appear to be veering off the course.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe the graveyard's been going straight, but perhaps you've identified that the road actually leads off to the right once we come out. So it could even be, Mantis, that you're not even aware that Oogie's overtaken you, as they've just gone bombing off to the side. But yeah, that if we were looking on a straight line, they're ahead of you.
And yeah, as I veer off to the side, Binky's actually standing up, kind of in his little cockpit area, like one leg Captain Morgan style, as Binky points the way towards where I'm driving. Woohoo!
After Oogie, we have Fiona, as Fiona is going to... Fiona's just going to try and ram you, Mantis. Can you please give me a might defense check as they try to just ram you?
Okay, so technically, because my muscles of iron last for 10 minutes, would I still, because it's all might-based actions other than attack rolls.
Yeah,
so
totally, you
they
can
would
have
still
it.
be reduced by 1 step, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is only a one-shot. I'd be inclined to say that you can just have that active all the time.
Okay, cool, great, awesome.
You can't be OP
Perfect.
in a one-shot, it just can't happen.
True. Okay, so what's the difficulty that I'm...
Difficulty 5, again.
Oh.
That magic number, the one you love so much.
Including that, reduced by 1 step?
No, that would be difficulty 4. Quite right.
Aha. There we go. This one's gonna go in my favor, I swear.
Hey!
Hey.
Okay, there we go.
So as Fiona foolishly tries to ram the muscle car, you see her own bumper start to hang off as she has damaged her own car.
Mantis just sort of flips her the peace sign out the window.
Of course.
Sassy.
Next, the bug's gonna try and overtake Fiona. And they do. The bug is now behind you, Mantis. And Kevin, you can see Fiona falling back into just ahead of... No, wait, hang a minute. Kevin, didn't you overtake the bug last time? Or did you not manage it? No, you didn't. You couldn't quite manage it, right?
I didn't overtake the bug. I didn't overtake the bug.
So you see the bug pull away, and Fiona is coming back towards you with sparks flying from their bumper.
I could do anything that anybody in a racing game could do.
Yes, indeed.
Can I drive through one of those question mark things and find a blue turtle shell?
We can find something, I'm sure. Okay, so if we were to look on a D6, we'll say that a 1 is a banana skin.
Okay.
A 2 is that speed boost thing that gives you just +1 for one thing. A 3 would be a straight projectile or green tortoiseshell. 4 red tortoiseshell homing. 5 invisibility. And 6 will be your blue tortoiseshell, the one that goes to the front of the pack, right?
Okay. Is there a way for me to roll a d6 on there? On here, there must be.
Yeah, sure. If I put it in the Zoom chat for you, if you just type that into the Roll20 window, that will give you a d6 roll.
4. What did we say 4 was?
You have
red shell.
a homing projectile.
Ta-da! I'm using it.
Sure thing. Make me a speed attack. With a red projectile, this will half the difficulty of the attack, so you only need to beat difficulty 2 to hit Fiona.
Okay. Difficulty 2. I did it.
Nailed it. Fiona is hit by this. What projectile is this? We describe it as a red tortoise shell, but it's a homing projectile of some sort. What is it?
I'm happy with red turtle shells.
Fantastic.
Like I said, Kevin's nostalgic.
So, as you fire this red tortoise shell, it does exactly what it does in the games. It catches Fiona, and Fiona spins on the spot for a bit, and you can just go tearing past.
Ta-da!
Show me your moves.
So, Wanda, you see Fiona spinning ahead of you.
Can I see the front of the track where they are all about to leave the graveyard? Or the, wherever we are. Where are we? Yeah, the graveyard.
They'll be leaving the graveyard, heading into the funeral parlor or the cemetery. Yep. You can see a mass of cars all grouped together. Then a space, and you can see the creepy crawler is leaving the graveyard.
Can I use my push ability to try to push like a tombstone in front of the creepy crawler, or are they past that?
They've just left. They've just left the.
I want to. Who's right in front of me? The creepy crawlers.
Fiona.
Fiona. I want to try to shatter one of her tires.
Oh boy. Yeah, sure. Fiona getting no sympathy from these racers today.
And is it what difficulty?
Difficulty 5. If you're trained, it'll only be difficulty 4.
Okay, so difficulty 4. And the way this looks is I want Mortimer to kind of pick up a rock and drop it, like kind of throw it, I guess, more like skip it towards their tire.
And this is an intellect skill. You're trained. Unfortunately, it looks like it's doubled up on the thing there and made it one step easier than we wanted. You've only rolled to beat a difficulty 3 there.
So re-roll it as a difficulty 4.
That's fine. A roll of 11, it doesn't beat a difficulty 4. Oh, don't give me those puppy dog eyes. You don't manage to shatter their tires. Not this time. They managed to get going again, just ahead of you. Wanda, you're not having the best race. No.
Mortimer, you need to get your schnikes together.
And to add injury to insult, the Beer Brothers are going to try and overtake you. Difficulty 3 check, please.
Okay.
The Beer Brothers never get anywhere in these things. So you can at least defend against the Beer Brothers as they try to overtake.
Angrily, I'm just gonna lurch in front of them so that they just can't go past me. Like when you have road rage kind of thing.
Oh yeah, totally. Wanda getting very frustrated. So first onto the next section of track is the creepy crawler. The creepy crawler chooses to go through the funeral parlor. Then we have a space of distance before Oogie appears on the track.
I stopped him from getting the space of distance, didn't I?
No, it happened after me.
Oh, okay.
You.
You gave him the space. I see. I see. I see.
I see.
I tried not to. I tried.
So, Oogie, you must choose. Do you want to go for the cemetery or the funeral parlor?
You know what? I'm gonna look up at Binky. Which way?
Binky leans towards the funeral parlor and
I trust you, and I go off that way.
So that's 2 headed towards the funeral parlor. Mantis, where would you like to go?
I feel like I gotta go towards the cemetery.
Yep.
Gotta be different.
No, that's totally fair. Totally fair. And the Chuggabug does the same. The Chuggabug follows behind you towards the cemetery.
Oh, this gold is for me.
Thank you, Starfire Wolf. Who donates to see something blow up?
Oh boy.
Chaos.
After the Chuggabug, we have Kevin. Kevin, which way would Kevin decide to go as we enter the next?
Well, Kevin, as he's driving towards the split, he looks over towards the cemetery and sees a blank tombstone.
And then almost like there's some weird timey-wimey stuff going on, he sees his name appear on the tombstone. And he's like, oh, not that way. And he goes towards the other place.
The funeral parlor.
Thank you. That the funeral parlor. Yes.
By all means. So Kevin goes to the funeral parlor as well. Fiona's gonna head towards the cemetery. Wanda, which way would you like to go?
I'm gonna go. So where's the majority of everybody going?
It's an even split.
Ooh. I'm going to. Who's in first place?
The creepy crawly.
The
And
creepy.
they went to the funeral parlor.
They did, yes.
I'm going cemetery.
Going cemetery, lovely. And the Beer Brothers decide to go funeral parlor. As we enter
Your smile.
funeral parlor, well, things start to explode. And in the funeral parlor, there isn't really much to explode. There is I've forgotten the name of the thing. For want of a better word, incinerator. You guys know what I mean? If anyone knows the proper word for it.
Cremation thing.
Yeah. The
Mortuary?
the crematorium. Oh no, actually, even better. There'll be a morgue back here or something. There'll just be a whole bunch of dead bodies. And in this version of blowing things up, in the creepy crawly thing, we stop the happy music. I'm afraid. The happy music stops, as does the graveyard shift music, and we start getting things start rising from various coffins. And you can see bodies getting out of coffins, slapping wheels on the side, and we have zombie racers entering the track as
coffins on wheels.
Coffins on wheels.
I was hoping for pumpkins, but coffins work too.
Yep. Over in the cemetery, things go a little different. In the cemetery, Yes, by the way, Wanda, you do now have 2 rerolls, as Gemsong also gifted you a reroll.
Thank you.
Where's the love for Oogie, guys? Come on. Come on.
What about Mantis? I feel like if anyone needs them, it's me.
You have a pretty bad streak.
Yeah.
Over in the cemetery, because obviously cemetery is mostly ashes, right? There's going to be a fire erupting all around the track, everywhere, as almost ethereal flames start sprouting throughout the cemetery.
Nice.
And these will have effects as we go around. We start with the creepy crawler. The creepy crawler trying to make more distance. This time, Oogie defends.
Oogie's gonna say no, and I'm gonna try and entangle him for that to make it one easier.
Yes, indeed, you can.
Okay, and then I'm going to roll that defense. And that's gonna be what, 5? Or 4 now?
They're usually 6. Now it'll be 5.
Oh, now it'd be 5. Okay. And I'll put in 1 effort.
Okay, so you're trained in intellect defense, and you put some effort in, which reduces the difficulty down to 3. You beat difficulty 3, which means you can indeed successfully maintain pace. Yeah, you stop them from creating any more distance. There is, however, still one distance between you, and it is your turn, Oogie.
All right.
Since we're on your turn, at the beginning of your turn, please make me a might defense as zombie racers try to bash your car.
All right. I'm also going to try and entangle them as they bash my car to help with that, if that's all right.
Sure thing. Thank you so much, Tater, who donates 3 rerolls to Mantis.
Yeah.
And then,
And I don't think Justin's ever been saltier.
it's okay. It's okay. Oogie is making his way without the love from chat. And he won't remember it next week, anyways. So, you said difficulty 3. So is it now difficulty 2, or am I getting things mixed up again?
Might defense. It will be might defense difficulty 3.
Okay, 3 before or after the course?
Sorry.
That's what I was asking, if it was 3 before or after the entanglement course.
Oh, after the entangling force. Sorry, difficulty 3 after the entangling force.
Okay. So yeah, as I wrap vines around, I try and defend myself, and I pray real hard. Yay!
Hey, so that's beats difficulty 4. You win. You do not get knocked off the road by these zombies. However, a couple of the coffins do smash against your own car, and you can see zombies clawing onto your vehicle and holding on. Your turn. Carry on.
All right, Binky, we've got to catch up. Let's put some dragon power in it. And I slam forward, and I use push to push us forward to try and catch up. And let's make that speed roll.
So that will reduce the difficulty to difficulty 4.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in 1 effort as well. So it looks like 3 and 3.
Yeah, with the effort that reduces it to 3, you get 3, so you close the distance. You are now right behind the creepy crawler.
Mm-hmm.
How are your pulls looking there?
My might's looking real good.
So the way that your car's ability to race works is based on the pools. When one pool is reduced to 0, everything becomes harder. You can still race at the same speed, but essentially your car's smoking, so things just become harder.
Yeah.
Once 2 pools are reduced to 0, you can no longer move. Your car is disabled. If all three of your pools are disabled, your car is wrecked. You go back to the back of the race in a fresh car, or at least it takes a turn for people to repair your car, and you restart at the back of the race.
That's where.
Fortunately, I'm not there yet. All of my pools are still positive. I'm 934 currently.
934 currently. Good. Although those are quite low. That's good to know. Thank you. After you...
I immediately regret sharing that information.
So ahead, Mantis, ahead, you see Oogie surge forward to catch up with the creepy crawler as they try and put distance, which means Oogie is, in essence, trying to create distance between you as well, whether he means to or not.
Right. And I'm in the cemetery.
You are, yes. We've got this sort of thing where you can see inside the building. So you guys are racing through the cemetery, and you can see them in there, and you can see them just streaking ahead.
Okay. Well, I mean, I've gotta try and like gain some ground, right? I gotta try and like overtake Oogie so that I can ultimately overtake the creepy crawler. So I'm just gonna floor it.
Fantastic. As you are doing this, those flames around the side of the track, almost like flaming whips, they reach out to try and grab your wheels. Would you like to make a speed defense difficulty 3 to avoid your wheels being caught by fiery vines?
I very much would like to make that roll.
T.
And it's a difficulty 3?
Difficulty 3.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, you do it! The flames lash across behind your car, but can't grip your wheels.
Okay. And then would I like make my like speed roll to overtake Oogie?
Sure.
Okay, so I roll it at a 0, right, and set the difficulty?
That's correct.
Come on, give me something good. Can I use one of those rerolls?
You can indeed.
I'm gonna do that.
We'll change this as well. Because you're in different places, I don't think Oogie can actually defend right now. So if you can beat the same difficulty 5 that Oogie beat, then we'll say you managed the same feat.
Okay. So I have to beat a difficulty 5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we go. Oh boy.
I believe.
Hey! Ooh. And something happens.
Oh goodness.
If I may, the flames do touch your wheels this time. Green ethereal flames coat your back wheels, and you gain an extra speed boost. This will give you.
Ghost Rider?
Yeah, essentially. You gain for the next 3 rounds. You have all speed tasks are 1 difficulty easier.
Ooh.
All right. And as I'm like sort of speeding ahead to try and like pass Oogie, it's almost like to everyone else, I basically completely vanish. Because, all of a sudden, like those flames, like it wasn't just on my wheels, it almost like came over my whole car, and then I was like gone. But then I'm like right back where I was, because my major effect is that I step a few moments into the future, and to other characters it looks as if I disappear, and at the start of the next round I reappear, and I have an asset for any task I perform during that round.
Perfect.
Are you sure your car's not the DeLorean?
See, when you said that at the beginning, I was like, I should be driving that.
Well, mine's just aesthetics. It doesn't actually travel to the future.
Aesthetics and props. It's been real convincing though so far.
Oh yeah, that Nat 20 did a lot for me.
So in the cemetery behind you is the Chuggabug. The Chuggabug can't see you because, like I say, you disappear into the start of next turn, right? So
Yep.
they just continue to drive, looking confused, and the flames do touch their car, and the Chuggabug starts to burn.
Ooh.
Behind the Chuggabug, or at least behind them in turn order, entering the funeral parlor, a ways ahead, Kevin, you can see Oogie and the creepy crawler battling it out. What would you like to do?
I think I would like to get behind one of these coffins filled with zombies on wheels.
Mhm.
And push them, get behind bumper to bumper or bumper to coffin, and push them into the opponent in front of me,
Okay.
colliding them.
So that would be Oogie. Yeah, I can see this.
Yeah, collide the zombie coffin with Oogie. And then at the last second before I collide with them as well, I swerve and keep going forward. That's the goal.
Of course.
Is this a might roll?
This.
Tell me this is a might roll.
Yeah, this could be a might roll. Yeah.
I was like, how do I achieve might rolls in a car? And I was like, okay, this is how I'm gonna do it. All right,
Bumper
I'm
cars.
making a might roll. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 0, as Oogie will have to defend.
Okay. And so how does effort work again if I wanted to spend effort?
So the first level would cost you 3 from your might pool unless you have an edge. Edge reduces the cost by 1. So and that reduces that will increase the difficulty in this case for Oogie by 1. A second level would increase it again.
So I can put effort to roll 1 for free because I have the edge.
So it usually costs you 3 might. Because you have an edge, it'll only cost you 2 might, and then every level afterwards costs you 2.
Got it. Okay, so I'm not going to use any effort then. I rolled a 15.
Oogie, this zombie in a coffin on wheels is shunted towards you at speed. You need to make a difficulty 5 defense check.
Okay. Well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use Entangling Force.
Oh no!
To try and divert this skeleton from running into me and swerving aside, and I will make a roll, and I hope I get lucky. So that's going to be difficulty 4 now, and
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! A GM intrusion.
well,
Yay.
I have 1 XP currently. What can I use that for exactly?
You can use XP to reroll. Yeah.
You know what? An intrusion could be fun. I'll let you have it.
Fantastic.
Cool.
The zombies hit the back of the car and go flying on, joining the zombies already on this giant redwood. However, Oogie, you're sitting at the front steering, so you may not notice this, as they climb on Binky and begin to eat Binky. As they tear out swabs of flesh and eat his brains. Binky falls from your car. Your car suddenly gets a lot lighter.
Oh no! Oh no!
I regret everything.
You should have re-rolled.
I should have.
But so do I. I didn't repent for this.
Oh,
Oh. Vicky? No.
sad.
A single tear rolls down Oogie's cheek as he continues to drive on.
A single tear is about to roll down Robin's cheek.
In this moment, as Oogie is shedding this single tear, Kevin, you can try and pass. I have a feeling that anything you try and do at the moment will be 2 steps easier. If you think that's fair, Oogie.
Yeah.
Putting the F's in chat.
So I make a speed roll?
Yep, speed roll. Oogie will still have the chance to defend, but we'll just make anything you roll 2 steps harder.
Oh, look, actual tears.
7. So difficulty 2.
Difficulty 2, so we'll make it difficulty 4. Oogie, can you make a difficulty 4 defense roll, please?
Yeah, I can try and do that. And no, wait, what? Oh, there we go. For some reason, it skipped to effort. It didn't ask me difficulty there at first.
Difficulty
I don't-
3.
Yeah, I don't quite make it. Oogie's, you know what? Oogie actually pulls over to the side to, board his dragon. As this happens.
Sure thing. Sure thing. Kevin, you take Oogie's place. We'll decide
I
exactly.
just pass him with a little one of those. Yeah. I'm gonna say Kevin is completely oblivious to the fact that he caused the death of this dragon, because otherwise he would be so overcome with sadness that he would probably stop driving. So he just didn't notice. He keeps going.
Perfect. Next, Fiona is going to try and overtake the Chuggabug again. Fiona's having about as good a race as Wanda is, to be honest, and is not getting any better as she can't make any pace. Next up, Wanda, it's your turn.
I want to. Has anybody come out of the funeral parlor yet?
Not yet.
Mortimer, you need to go get a stick, light it on fire, and light the doorway to the parlor. Can I do that? Can I light the doorway to the parlor on fire?
I don't see why not. It sounds epic.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
what
everything's on fire in the cemetery. It doesn't seem fair that nothing's on fire in the funeral parlor, right?
I mean, they should have zombies and fire.
That's only fair.
Flaming coffin zombies on wheels.
Yeah.
I'm just thanking Stalfire. I might as well do it in vocal. Thank you, Stalfire, for the £20 donation. In this case, I think I blew up the emotions.
Wow.
Went there. This will be a difficulty 6 roll for Mortimer to go and set the parlor on fire.
Looks like we got a
Okay.
new friend.
And is it speed or intellect? Or might?
I'd say intellect to get Mortimer to go and do it.
Okay, I'm gonna put some effort into it. I'm gonna do 1. Did I get it?
So with 1 effort, that would reduce the difficulty to 5. You only rolled a 4. So unfortunately...
Can I use one of my rerolls?
You can, yes.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna try to reroll it again. Do I put effort into it again?
Yes, it's a pure reroll. It doesn't cost you any extra.
Okay, and that was a 6. And a 1. No? Yeah.
Yeah, difficulty 5, that works. So difficulty 6, you reduce to 5. Ahead, Kevin, you will see the door ahead of the creepy crawler suddenly burst into flame as you see these this winged creature setting the door frame alight.
Oh dear.
I'm kind of hoping it lights Oogie on fire. Not Oogie. Oogie's.
Kick a guy when he's down.
Oogie's
The Freudian.
tree car on fire too.
My dragon's already dead. Come on now.
Well, I'm not afraid of fire. Just keep driving.
Of course, of course. And having not made an attempt to increase your distance or anything, the Beer Brothers are going to try and overtake you again, Wanda. They're persistent. Why don't you give me a difficulty free speed defense?
Okay. Oh.
As you are focusing intently on setting the front doors on fire, the Beer Brothers go jogging past you, holding up their cardboard cutout car. And Wanda, you're now at the back of the pack.
Oh.
Which means you have the perfect view of the following, as you can see everything going on ahead of you. As Oogie stops to mourn his dragon, a couple of moments later, Oogie, zombies are descending on you. But they are battered aside as a large skeletal Dracolich rises. It doesn't stay to help you though, Oogie. It's going to go and plague everyone on the racetrack.
Oh no.
Gulp.
If you like, rather than... I think a Dracolich in this sense will make it a bit more Game of Thronesy, so rather than just being like a skeleton or anything, it's got like bright blue eyes. Still looks like your dragon, but now it's mine.
I was going to cover him in plants, but all right.
I mean, you can still do that when he's dead.
All right. Well, that happens,
Yeah.
So sad.
right? All right. Whose turn? Sorry, is it my turn?
No, we go back to the start of the turn
Okay.
order, and the creepy crawlers are going to try and create distance between you and them. Kevin, can you please make me a difficulty 6 speed defense to stop them from getting away?
Wow, difficulty 6.
Yeah, they're on their
Okay.
home turf, you know. They're...
I'm going to spend stuff to make it extra good. So difficulty 6, can I reduce the difficulty or no?
You can reduce the difficulty by using effort or maybe using a trained skill.
Okay, I'm gonna use effort.
Mhm.
Costs me what, 2 from my speed pool?
Do you have an edge
Do I have an edge?
in speed?
Yes, I have an edge.
Then the first level costs you 2. In fact, every level will cost you 2 if you have an edge.
Okay, so I want to reduce this difficulty by 3. So that would cost me 6 speed.
That's correct.
All right, I'll do it. I didn't need to spend anything.
No, you didn't need to spend a thing. They can't get away. You start accelerating behind them. The DeLorean kicks it into gear, and you are hastily approaching this door on fire. Ahead, you see the creepy crawler as they're trying to make distance suddenly burst into flame as Binky Lich sets them ablaze.
Oh dear.
As they get through the fiery door, and just as they get to the fiery door, Binky Lich. Kevin, it's your turn. You are heading towards the same door in Dracolich Problem.
Let's see now. What kind of skills do I have that can deal with this? Now, a Dracolich. Would a Dracolich be considered nobility?
I'm willing to listen.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Is the Dracolich willing to listen? Because if I have rapport, I am trained in etiquette and interacting with nobility. It's one of my skills. So if he counts, maybe I'll send him. You know, I don't know. I have like out of body experiences, but maybe I can send him a mental a note to say him and I were on the same team. You know.
You can most certainly try. This will be a difficulty 6 intellect task.
Okay, difficulty 6 intellect. I'll spend 5 intellect to reduce it by 2 to difficulty 3.
Yep, that makes
to difficulty 4.
difficulty 4. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
Ooh, so close, but so far. So close, but so far. Difficulty 3, it doesn't quite work, and as you come through, you think you've convinced them, and then they unleash this roaring jet of flame on you. Can you please make me a speed defense task to evade this burst of flame?
Speed defense. Well, what if I don't try to evade it? What if I just try to drive through it? Is that also a speed, or would that be a might defense?
You could use a might defense to just try and slam.
I'm just gonna drive through it and hope that I'm strong enough to sustain no damage.
So this will be true for everyone. Failure to avoid the Dracolich's breath will cost you 10 points of damage.
Oof. Yeah, but okay. So I need to. So barreling through it's not gonna work.
Well, no, it might work. It might work if you beat the difficulty. I did say difficulty 5, didn't I? Difficulty 5 check, then you'll be fine. Okay.
Well, then I'll make a might check to just try to withstand the heat. I'll spend 4 of my might to reduce the difficulty to 3.
Yep, that makes total sense. Hey, and you totally do it. So, Kevin, this is totally going to be... Josh, this is totally going to be cool guy leaving an explosion. How does this look?
Well, okay. I see that my words of reason are not reaching the Dracolich's peanut-sized brain. And I kick my DeLorean into high gear. I go up to that 88 miles again. The spoilers on the lights, the LED lights on the spoilers start lighting up, making it have that same impact. Just as I drive through the ball of fire, and I come out the other end, all of the LED lights have been busted, and the entire skin of the car is singed, but for the most part unharmed. And I just keep driving.
Yeah, you keep driving straight into the garage of the haunted house.
Yeah, and just miraculously out of nowhere, some music is playing, and it's like the theme from Back to the Future. You know, I don't know where it comes from. I didn't turn the radio on. Maybe it's just decided it started to play on its own.
Yeah, no, it makes total sense. It just turns on. Perhaps it was something to do with the flux capacitor getting heated by the dragon flux or something. Who knows? Of course. Kevin is currently ahead of the creepy crawler. The creepy crawler was destroyed by the flame. So creepy crawler is now at the back of the pack. Lastly, in the back of the pack of the funeral parlor, at least. Lastly, in the funeral parlor. No, not lastly. There's 2 more people in the funeral parlor. Oogie, you're up next.
Okay. We're allowed to use XP for player intrusions, right?
You are indeed.
Okay. So I'm going to abandon my cart, and I'm going to launch myself onto the dragon. And I'm going to plead with him to remember our friendship.
Oh, Oogie.
Remember the bracelet, Binky? And I guess I need to roll persuasion.
Yes, please. Persuasion. I have a feeling, because you've used an intrusion, will make this difficulty free.
Okay. Okay, and I'm going to put 1 effort into it.
Okay, so difficulty free with training and everything. Yeah, you succeed. So as you do this and you're hugging this dragon, Binky Lich looks at its arm where the bracelet still stands, and it offers you an ultimatum.
Mm-hmm.
It will honor and remember your friendship, so long as you let it destroy all the rest of the living things around.
Plants or people?
People.
Deal.
The dark side.
Oh man.
People haven't been very nice to Oogie lately.
What's that? Who has not been nice to Oogie?
Hey, Binky, you know that Wanda has been extra mean. Along with what was it, Kyle?
Kevin.
Kevin?
So Binky Lich, Binky Lich is sort of like nodding and sort of turning towards the cemetery, but as they go, they notice the Beer Brothers at the back, and they just sort of like do a little spit of flame, and hell, let's give the Beer Brothers a chance here. Yeah, no, the Beer Brothers, their cardboard cutout cart is destroyed, and they have to spend a turn trying to cut out a new one.
And Scrat, if you're okay with this, Oogie's no longer necessarily interested in racing and just wants to hang out with Binky as Binky does his thing.
However, Kylie, I see you typing in Twitch chat. Yes, you can make other people reroll. You can make anyone reroll. Any dice that hits the table at any time, you can use a reroll to ask it to be rerolled. I will warn you, though, with the amount of training and effort, if you're thinking about making Oogie reroll their persuasion check, it's very likely they'll succeed again.
I won't make him re-roll that.
Okay.
That would have been so mean.
It was a consideration. I think that means it's my turn, right?
Not yet. We're going to head into the cemetery next. I've got you all written down in order. So leading the cemetery is Mantis. With flaming wheels.
All of a sudden, Mantis like pops back into time.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the flaming wheels. So that lasts for what, 3 turns?
Yes, you
Right.
have flaming wheels for 3 turns.
And since my major effect means I reappear and I have an asset, does that mean I have like 2 for
Yes,
this turn?
Yes, indeed.
Sweet. Well, I'm in front, so I'm just gonna keep on pressing forward and try and overtake first place because I want to be in first place. Or
You're trying to beat Kevin to the garage.
yes, I'm trying to beat Kevin to the garage.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll a speed roll.
Speed will work, yep.
Difficulty 0? Or...
Yeah, difficulty 0, and then we'll let Kevin defend.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll use your 2 ass. Oh, Dear Lord. So you rolled a difficulty 6 with your asset and with your flaming wheels. That will make a difficulty 8 check.
Oh.
And I get to choose one creature within short range that acts first or last during the next round.
Well, in the cemetery behind you is the Chuggabug, or just ahead of you. Well, maybe not just ahead of you. We'll see. Is Kevin. So those are the people within short range.
Okay. Can I like defer that decision until after Kevin's roll?
Yes, you totally can.
I'll do that.
All right, so I'm making a speed defense roll.
Against difficulty 8, yes. Technically, currently impossible.
How would I even achieve that? By spending effort or something?
Effort and training will make it possible. You need to get it down to difficulty 6 for it to actually be possible.
Okay, so I have 1 effort.
Oh, my homebrew rules for one-shots is you can spend as much effort as you like.
Right. Okay, so I make the speed roll. Difficulty 8. I'm gonna spend, I guess, I'll spend 4 of my speed to bring it down 2 points to 6.
It's now possible.
And then if I'm spending effort on top of that, that reduces the difficulty as well?
So using the speed pool is using effort.
Oh, it is spending effort. Okay.
Yeah.
I was confused.
No, it's okay. So essentially the effort, like spending 1 effort reduces the difficulty by 1 step, but 1 effort costs you 3 speed on the first level, then 2 speed, then another 2 speed, so on, so on.
Got it. So I spent 4 speed. Do I have anything else I can spend, or is it just my skills at that point?
It's just skills if you've got a relevant skill.
I mean, I have a skill that's called block, but it specifies it's against a might attack, so that doesn't apply here.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll try this. What happens if my speed hits 0?
You would become impaired. It means everything becomes 1 step harder, but you continue at normal pace.
Okay. I won't do that then. All right. Here goes.
Oh, so close, but yet so far as Mantis just manages to nip past you. However, Mantis, the shadowy figure of a Dragolich, sort of, as you're creating this clearly very skilled overtaking maneuver, the Dracolich comes above and jets fire down onto you. Can you make a difficulty 5 defense check? A defense check of your choice, to see how that goes.
Okay, so naturally I'm going to sort of press a button on my steering wheel, classic speed racer, and it's going to sort of like just armor my car in the process to like protect against the fire a little bit.
Weather the storm, much like Kevin did. Yeah, sure. You can give me a might defense?
Yeah, and because of my muscles of iron, it's reduced by 1 step.
Difficulty 4.
Okay. And I'm gonna spend 2 might, because I have 1 edge, so I only have to spend 2. So I'm gonna bring it down to a 3.
Mm-hmm.
So do I just roll it as at a difficulty 3, or do I do it at a 4 and then just do the effort?
Difficulty 4 and then add an effort, and it'll.
Okay. Okay. 15 beats a difficulty 5.
It does indeed. You successfully avoid the damage of the Dracolich's flame. You didn't actually need to spend anything. The armor protects your car. It's very similar to the way Kevin did it. It's the cool guy coming out of the explosion. Don't look back. How does this look?
especially coming off like me sort of reappearing in time, this sort of like aesthetic ability I have is temporal abilities. So it's almost like everything around me is like moving in slow motion as I'm just like sort of coming through the flames, like all like badass. Like you get that front camera shot of just Mantis with like a real like confident grin and like glare in her eyes as she just like guns it like right through the fire, you know, car hops a little bit, and then time sort of snaps back into place.
Yeah. Does Mantis wear glasses? Do we get the anime glasses effect?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Just light. Beautiful. It's beautiful. So next, the Chuggabug actually stops to repair their car, and whilst they're repairing the car, the Dracolich sets them all on fire. So they go to the back. Fiona will get a chance to defend as they have not stopped. But they can't. Dracolich also destroys them. Wanda, your turn. Everyone around you is destroyed. You can just see the garage. You've got a clear path to the garage ahead of you.
Can I use Mortimer to like get in the Dracolich's face to try to defend against him trying to burn me too?
I will say yes.
I would like to counter Mortimer with my onslaught ability.
Your what?
Oogie's gonna start mentally attacking Mortimer.
Oh my god.
I was gonna say, Wanda, yes, you can do this as long as you realise that you will be putting Mortimer at risk.
I mean, I have before.
Yeah, I remembered your answer last week. So Mortimer. Let's do this like an asset check to try and gain an asset. To get the Mortimer in the Dracolich's face, it will be a difficulty 4 check. With Oogie onslaughting Mortimer as well, I think it will be a difficulty 5 check. If that's cool with you, Oogie, we're going to bend the rules of how these things work to make it work, if that's cool.
That's fine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it what is speed intellect?
If you're rolling as Wanda, getting Mortimer to do the thing, it'll be intellect. But if you wanted to roll as Mortimer, I would let you roll speed instead.
I'll just do intellect. Ew! I'm not gonna put any.
Oh dear.
Can I re-roll it? I want to re-roll it.
Yes, you can re-roll.
Ooh.
Difficulty 4, still not quite close enough.
Oh.
So as Mortimer flies up into the Dracolich's face, you see him sort of shudder for a second as Oogie's onslaught hits him, and I don't think it's a fried chicken scenario. I think it's a sort of a quick snap. And Mortimer is no longer to be seen.
Worthless bird, anyways. I'm just kidding.
So, Wanda, before the Dracolich attacks you, is there anything you would like to do on your turn?
I want to make a speed check to try to gain traction. I don't think I've done that all night.
Sure thing. Let's see. Who's ahead of you? The only person ahead of you is currently Kevin racing into the garage. Everyone else has been obliterated by Dracolich fire.
Wow.
Excepting Mantis, of course, who's ahead of Kevin now.
0.
Difficulty 0. Yep, we'll set the bar.
Dookie dookie. Good.
So difficulty 4. Kevin, can you please make me a difficulty 4 defense check against Wanda's speed attack?
difficulty 4. Nope.
Oh no. However, Wanda, you were quite a way behind. In fact, you were nearly in last place. So rather than letting you overtake Kevin, I'm going to say you're going to be right up behind them. You're going to close the distance of 7 spaces and be right behind them. And I feel like that's generous. So our new turn order will be Mantis, Kevin, Wanda, then the creepy crawler, then the bug because they'd already started repairs when they got obliterated, then the Beer Brothers, then Fiona, and it seems that Oogie has given up his car and is now just flying around on a Dracolich. And I give up control of the Dracolich to Oogie for the rest of the game.
Boy.
So rather than having one attack versus everyone, the Dracolich will now act on Oogie's turn, which I think will be at the start of the round, so you can't affect finishing positions. So Oogie, what will you and the Dracolich do?
Who's in first place?
Mantis.
Second?
Kevin.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No!
So the Dracolich swoops down with Oogie on him, and there is a wave of vines coming up and exploding, and the Dracolich then sets them on fire for these flaming vines to just go directly into the DeLorean's path.
Is this a might attack?
That is a fantastic question.
Because if it is, I have a block skill that I'd love to use.
I would think it's an intellect because I'm using magic, but that's Scrat knows the system better than I do.
So we're using fire and we're using plants and magic. I think you're right. I think it's going to be an intellect attack. I'm sorry, Josh.
Oh,
That's all right.
place.
I had to try. All right, intellect. What's the difficulty I'm making here?
Well, Oogie, let's set the bar, shall we? Why don't you roll for yourself in the Dracolich?
All right. So I'm going to use the nature magic skill to roll this.
Mm-hmm.
And then, am I going to add anything to this for the Dracolich doing his thing or not?
No, we'll give you the Dracolich's like fire powers, but the rolls will be yours.
Okay.
Seeing as you've given up your car and you're not going to finish in this race anymore. Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't know why people seem to roll really high when you need to make a defense check, Josh. But this is going to be a difficulty 7 defense.
I'm going to say it's flying down too. He's going do 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 do.
7 is impossible.
Only just impossible.
Only just impossible.
What's that minor effect? Just curious. Or is it just extra 3 damage?
I think it'd probably just be an extra 3 damage, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, at the beginning of the night, I asked you, Scrat, about items.
Yes, anything that it seems reasonable that you would have, it's reasonable that you would have, yeah.
Okay. Can I pull out a pink skateboard?
Is it really a skateboard?
Well, it might be a hoverboard.
Yes.
And here's what I'd like to do. I want to use my out-of-body talent to have this ethereal version of myself get out of the car onto this pink hoverboard and fly the other direction, hoping that when I'm being shot with this magic flame attack, the dragon aims it at my ethereal self on the skateboard and not my real self, my body in the car.
I can hear the do 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 going in my ears as we do it. We've got to let you do this because of the rule of cool. I'm going to make this 2 steps easier. Difficulty 5.
2 steps easier. All right, I'll take it.
Do I have anything that sounds even anything like that?
Oh! Oh my goodness.
No way.
So, as you get on the hoverboard, how does this look? You tell us. What happens?
Okay, so my ethereal self gets out of the car and onto the hoverboard, and he's like struggling to balance it, right? But then he pushes off from the DeLorean, and he goes straight towards the dragon, and the dragon. And the dragon dives for, takes the bait, and can I send the dragon in the direction of my opponent here, Caulfield?
In the direction of first place.
Yeah.
I don't, on a nat 20, I don't see why not. Yeah, major effect, you can target anyone you like.
Yourself on a skateboard is flying towards. No, wait. I changed my mind. I have a better idea. Instead of sending the dragon towards first place, because I'm driving towards first place, my ethereal self on the skateboard goes the other direction, drawing the attention of the dragon and sending him straight into a curiously placed bin of manure.
Oh,
That's better.
I thought you were gonna say Wanda.
I say Wanda was. Kylie was looking so nervous.
Getting ready to dance. I was already dancing.
No, I have to keep with the Back to the Future memes here. You know,
That's
like,
fair.
Yeah.
No, it's fair.
Yeah.
The only right.
You know, I'm a bit trigger happy from the earlier 20 pound donation, so yes, you can 100% set fire to this bin of manure. The thing is, a bin of manure is, you know, we're gonna say this one's extra methane-y, and it's gonna explode. And
well, I was driving the other way, so we're good. We're good. I'm good.
yeah, you are. So the sky suddenly fills with flaming manure. It looks really cool aesthetically. It looks like it's kind of raining sulfur, and it would probably feel pretty cool as well if everything didn't smell like shit. Well, thank you very much for that, Oogie. We go back into turn order. Mantis, you're in first place.
Sure am.
You can see just beyond the garage, the track goes through a dining room where there is a headless butler, and then you have a choice. You can go left through the dining room, straight through the dining room, or right through the dining room.
Let's go right.
Okay. By all means, would you, as you go right through the dining room, you end up upstairs.
Okay.
Let's not question it. It's like a car park thing. You go up.
Okay. All right. That's happening. Okay. In the process, can I sort of create distance between me and whoever's in second?
Of course you can. Distance between you and Kevin. You set the bar and Kevin can defend.
All right. And it's like, it goes up 1 because of my flaming tire still? I have like 2 more turns?
You still have 2 more turns, yep.
Okay. Let's roll.
Oh, Mantis.
I'm okay with this.
So it'll be a difficulty 2.
Difficulty 2 defense check, please, Kevin, to stop Mantis from gaining a ton of speed.
Can we say that, would it be fair to say that if I beat this roll by 2 points, that not only do I not stop him from getting further, but I close some distance?
We'll close distance on your turn, which will be next.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
However, you do succeed. So, Mantis, you can't create any distance. Chat is reminding you that you have rerolls. But we
Of course, chat is reminding. Of course they are.
But for now, Kevin keeps up with you, Mantis. Kevin, as you enter the garage, you have the same choice: left, straight, or right.
I'm gonna keep with Mantis. Trying to close that distance here. I've lost my pink hoverboard, but that's okay. I still have maybe one more trick up my sleeve. What can I do? Oh yeah, okay. So I've got the door open because I opened it.
You did, yeah.
Still open, and I want to try to close the distance with Mantis and initiate a Captain Falcon punch into Mantis's vehicle.
That will be a might attack. Is this a skill you have?
No.
Okay.
It's just a thing I'm trying to do.
Fantastic. In that case, difficulty 0 will set the difficulty.
I mean, I have a skill that I have is practiced with light and medium weapons. If my fist counts as a weapon, then maybe it's a skill I have, but otherwise, no.
I think this would almost certainly come under the need to know weapons focus. So unfortunately, we can't give that one to you. But hey, we can.
That's okay. All right, here we go. Difficulty 5.
Can I make him re-roll that?
You totally can.
I'm gonna
Sure.
do that.
Okay. All right. It's gonna be that way. Here we go.
I'm waiting for it to be difficulty 6. Difficulty 4, so not a total loss.
Okay, and I have my muscles of iron, so it's gonna be a difficulty 3 for me, right?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, and it would be a might defense. Eek. Okay. Rolling at a difficulty 3. Come on.
What?
Vulcan
Oh.
punch.
I guess this will make the car spin out. Does that seem
And
fair?
we were like on an elevated car park platform,
Yeah.
right? Something like that. You said.
The road is
I do
heading.
still have a reroll.
You do. The road is heading straight for a set of windows, and out the windows you can see the finish line a little way ahead. We're getting close to the end of the race. I think if we go as standing, in my head I'm seeing Mantis's car spinning out and going through the window sort of backwards, but you're both sort of like neck and neck falling onto the track. If that sounds cool with everyone.
Cool with me.
Great.
Hey,
Well, next we have Wanda.
I'm just gonna make a speed check to try to catch up.
You're not that far behind, actually. You're not that far behind.
Cool. So I'm just doing a speed 0, right?
Yeah, you speed 0. You can try and catch up to Kevin and Mantis as they're kind of neck and neck flying out a window at the moment. But I ask you the same question as everyone else. Oh my days! Did you go left, straight, or right?
Straight.
You went straight. So you actually don't go upstairs. You stay on the same ground floor. And in fact, you exit via the front door. It's a slightly shorter bit of track, which will explain this 19 minor effect. I think there's a chance here that you might have overtaken both of them. Difficulty 6 defense roll. Can I get it from both of you, please? Both Mantis and Kevin. Mantis, you get an extra reroll from Tater.
Ooh. Okay.
Thanks, Tater.
So what kind of defense is this? A speed defense?
Oh, you're flying through the air backwards. Anything you can justify, honestly.
Well, I mean, sort of bracing my car as it comes to the ground could be a might, or like it could be an intellect, because like I'm trying to like get my car right as I fall to the track.
I'll accept either of those.
Okay, I'm gonna go with might, because then I can bring that down to a 5.
Could I have made that a might roll? I just rolled with speed, but could I have made that a right?
Yeah, sure. If you want, I mean, it's difficulty 6, so I mean, the chances are slim anyway. Why not? We'll let you. You can have a reroll. Have a reroll on me.
All right.
And I'm gonna spend 4 might, so I'm gonna use 2 effort to bring it down to a 3.
Down to.
I'm gonna spend 8 might to bring it down to a 2.
Ooh. Okay, so
One of my ears fell off.
we've all rolled real well. I'm seeing like the lineup coming for almost like a photo finish as Mantis lands and corrects, Kevin maybe landing slightly ahead of Mantis, and Wanda emerging from the house as the two of you land around her. All very neck and neck. It's all going to be in the next round, I think. But before we get on to the next round, we've got some NPCs and, of course, our wonderful Oogie.
We're all neck and neck. Oogie comes with the dragon out of nowhere, covered in manure, and just lands on all of us.
Forming a cluster. No more comments. Let's see what happens to these racers back here. The creepy crawler is going to. It's his house, so he knows the exact shortest route and will appear behind you. The Chuggabug goes left, goes downstairs, and gets lost as they enter the catacombs, which was an option for any of you. Well done for not going left. The Beer Brothers, with their brand new cut-out car, are just running through the house, and when they see the table laid out with lots of wine and beers ready for guests, they just set down their cart and head over to the table. In their eyes, this could be the podium. One of them stands on a chair, they start celebrating with beer, they're happy. Fiona, in last place, is not happy at all, and she will appear behind the creepy crawler as they emerge from the castle. This brings it back to the top of the round. Oogie, you can see everyone bearing down on that finish line.
Okay, so what I'm going to try and do, because Oogie cannot abide Kevin winning, and he'd prefer if Wanda didn't either. What he's going to try and do, since everyone's nice and clustered, is he's going to try and have Binky land in front of Wanda and Kevin, swipe the tail at Mantis to try and give Mantis a little bit of a speed boost and breathe fire on the other two.
I'm going to give you the I've forgotten what it's called, Fleet of Foot ability with the dragon. So if you can make me a speed check of difficulty 2, I'll let you do both things.
All right. So I will do speed difficulty 2, and I will use 1 effort.
Good job, you did. So yes, you can do both things. So we'll do the tail flick first. That'll be a might check to give Mantis a boost.
All right. And also, would this be considered a helpful action?
Yes, it would.
Okay. So helpful when I help someone with a task, I add 1 to their roll. This bonus is in addition to the regular benefits of helping somebody.
Fantastic.
So I guess that'll apply next round, or on Mantis's turn. And then I guess it's fire time. I'm just gonna do some nature magic here. And you know what? We're gonna use some intellect effort there.
Okay, so yes, essentially, with the amount of effort and everything that's gone into this, I think Mantis will get 2 levels of benefit on their turn for this photo finish.
Mm-hmm.
The deck's definitely stacked towards Mantis winning here, with all of this benefit and the rerolls. I mean, it would be a shame if anything was to happen.
Do I still have like one more turn of that time of that fire thing?
You do, yeah, you do. So 3 stacks.
And they've got to beat a difficulty 7 for the fire attack, I believe.
Oh, I see. That's the fire attack. I thought that was the tail flick. Sorry.
No, that was my
helpful.
Oh, I didn't.
Special ability.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't roll the. I forgot to roll the might.
Yeah. Okay. So give us the might roll as well. We'll keep the intellect.
Okay.
Oh boy.
And I will put in. How much does effort cost again? It's 3 per one, right?
3 on the first round, then 2 for every round after. But that first round, depending on how many edges you have, the cost varies.
Yeah. Okay. I'll put in 3 effort for the might.
Okay, so that brings up to 5. You will definitely give Mantis an advantage. Now, Kevin and Wanda. Before you make your defense checks, can I offer everyone a GM intrusion?
Sure.
Yes.
Oh god.
Nope.
I'm gonna say no.
So 2 and 2. 2 say yes, 2 say no. Kevin and Wanda, you both get an XP, which you can use for player intrusions or any of that sort of thing. Your intrusion is going to be the finish line. The finish line is sort of everyone's running away. A Dracolich has appeared. And they're running. That is the intrusion. However, Mantis and Oogie... Well, Oogie, you've stopped caring about the race, so this doesn't affect you at all. If you had said yes, the dragon would have exploded. Mantis... Mantis, you can just see a finish line. It's a finish line. Who cares if there's people manning it, you know? So can we then get defense checks from Kevin and Wanda on this difficulty 7 flame breath attack?
Why, certainly. Let me just do that real quick here.
Good news is, this won't affect your position unless you get more than 1 pool reduced to 0.
I'm gonna put an effort into it. Oh no!
Oof. Wanda, please take 10 points of damage. It comes off of your might track first, then your speed track.
Okay. So I'm still alive, or my car is still moving, but I have 0 in might.
Ooh, okay, so everything becomes 1 step harder for you as we enter the finish line. How about Kevin? You look like you're hatching a plan.
I'm trying to think of what I can do here. I'm looking at my sheet. Let's see. Nope, I don't think I have anything I can use. No. Okay, so so I'm gonna fail this roll. So here goes nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, difficulty 5, no effort. Unfortunately, that'll be 10 points of damage. Off of might
Yeah.
first, then speed. How are your carts looking?
Wait, I can spend effort. Like I can put myself down to 0 with spending. Or
Yeah,
no?
you can. Literally, the Cypher system is designed in such a way that you use your effort to see how much you want to do something. So you can put yourself down to 0 if you want to survive this. You can just grit and bear it through, even though you don't have anything left in the tank.
Well, I mean, I take the 10 damage to my stats, right? So, that would put all of them down to 0.
So if it's more beneficial, it might be worth putting your speed down to 0 to try and beat that difficulty. It only cost you 4, right?
I only have 2 speed left.
Ooh.
I think I'm taking 10 damage.
Unfortunately, it seems that way, as Kevin's car's been wrecked right at the end.
My car
Mine.
has taken one too many hits, and it tries to weather the storm again, but my door was open, and I forgot to close it. So my car explodes with me in it. But fortunately, as we've established many times, my body and mind don't always go the same direction. So I'd like to think that while my car has exploded with me and along with it, my ethereal self is still flying forward on that pink hoverboard towards that finish line.
Yeah, by all means, I'll allow that. Kevin's DeLorean, the DeLorean explodes. Fanboys all over the world cry out in pain. As you know, it's a thing of beauty destroyed. Wanda, you managed to weather the storm. You've only lost 1 pool, right? You've been very conservative with your effort. So, as we get then to the last round, this will decide our finishing positions.
Vengeance is ours, Binky. Vengeance is ours.
Yeah, I deserve that.
So, Wanda and Mantis, you are both neck and neck still for this finish line. Mantis, you have a whole heap of advantages.
Sure do.
Let's have a roll off, please. Speed rolls.
Okay.
Are we rolling at difficulty 0?
Difficulty 0.
Oh gosh.
So I can use effort, right?
Yeah, you can totally use that.
Okay. So I gotta beat a difficulty 1. Oh wait, no, that was
You also have like a +3 on whatever you roll too.
okay. So would I roll at a 0 and then add the effort to it?
Yeah, you roll at a 0 and we'll add all the things.
Okay. So that'll be okay. I'll spend 5 to use 2 effort of speed, and I have. What did I get from the tail?
You get the extra. So on top of the tail and your flames, you get +3.
Okay, and then plus my effort, which is +2.
Yep.
Okay.
So you've automatically got a 5 here. You can't roll for anything, but that gives you a total of 6.
Wait, can I reroll?
Of course you can. You've got 2 rerolls.
I'm gonna use one of those rerolls. Okay, so it's a 0 at effort 2. You gotta be kidding me.
Takes it to difficulty 7.
I would like to point out, you have 2 rerolls, Mantis.
I just used one of them.
But this is the last round, correct?
It is.
It is.
But Mantis might re-roll another 1. You could save that reroll to see what Wanda rolls, And
That's
get Wanda to
absolutely-
re-roll.
That's absolutely what I'm gonna do. So Wanda's got to beat a 7 though.
Oh, my Lanta. Okay.
Now's the time for everything, Wanda. Everything you've got.
Alright, so I'm gonna do speed with, I think I only have 3, or it's a 7. And then I can add 3 effort to it. Yeah.
So you rolled.
4.
So you also rolled a 7.
Oh.
7 total, yeah. So at the moment it looks like it's going to be a neck and neck tie. Mantis, you do have that reroll.
I know. I'm afraid that she rolls one higher though.
I mean, it's possible. Or you could roll one higher.
I could.
I feel like it almost like needs to go somewhere.
I'm gonna use it on me.
Okay.
Because I can't roll badly that many times in a row, right?
Famous last words.
Might not have done until you said that.
Okay, I got it. I got this. I got this. Come on. Loth, please. That's one better.
That's one better. Difficulty 8. So it looks like Wanda, like you're going to pull in neck and neck, and then right at the last, Mantis just pulls forward. On the hoverboard, though, even at difficulty 1, Kevin comes flying through on the hoverboard, and also comes through right next to you, Mantis. It looks like we've got a neck and neck tie. However, one of the judges who didn't flee runs over, shaking a finger at Kevin, and holds up the rules saying, you need to have a car, and you need to have a body. Disqualified.
And then at that exact minute, the last remaining wheel of my car that exploded flies past the finish line. Right?
They roll me an intellect check, difficulty 3.
Ridiculous. I love it.
They compromise with you. They compromise. They give you third place.
Piece of the car.
Yeah. They compromise and give you third. From disqualification to third. Then the creepy crawler comes in, being most disappointed that they didn't get on the podium in their hometown. Next is Fiona. The Chuggabug is lost to the catacombs. We may never see them again. And the Bear Brothers think they've won back in the haunted house.
I mean, they get the wine and the crepes and all the food and stuff, so who's to say they didn't?
Who is to say?
She just had a glass of wine in her hand in the car. 100%.
Well, Mantis, as our first place winner, how would you like to describe your events at the podium?
Mantis is, in her heels, leather pants, and her crop top with her tight bun. Like, she just pulls it down, and obviously she had her bun, like, held together with, like, needles. Because, so she just pulls it down, long white hair just flowing down as she's just sort of, arms crossed, like real smug and confident, like. But obviously, as she was like crossing the finish line, like she revved that engine a couple times, super loud, as like look what I got, bitches.
Of course. Wanda, second place on the podium.
Wanda's pretty excited. I mean, she went from last place to second place. She's not exactly celebrating because she should have had first place. But she's definitely happy up there on the podium.
Yeah. And third place, Kevin.
Kevin is looking around for pieces of his body to put back together so that he can re-inhabit it. He's just holding like an ear.
Binky's chewing on a leg.
And I guess Oogie is Binky informs you that they are now tied to this realm, and they won't be able to leave with you for the next race.
Well, then I'll stay here with you.
Yeah, which is a totally viable option. You regular players, you can create new players at any time during this seasonal championship. However, as we leave and everyone is in the pits, is there anyone that any of you would like to speak to before we go? Are there any in-pit conversations?
Well, I think Mantis would. So, like, Kevin's in an ethereal body, right?
Yeah.
But he's like a force ghost, kind of. Like, I could talk to him about
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I imagine Mantis would go to Wanda and Kevin. And with Kevin, she would kind of look the ghost up and down. Nice. Nice. You did your best, I suppose. And then she would like go to Wanda and like offer her like a hand for a handshake.
She's definitely gonna shake your hand. I'm gonna get you next time, though.
I hope so. Is Oogie like gone? Like,
No, I'm hanging out with the dragon. He's actually currently infusing Binky's body with thick vines with some flowers that are sprouting from the wings and such, because from death comes life.
I think Mantis is gonna go to Oogie. I wouldn't have won that without you and your dragon. So thank you.
I'm glad I could help. I try and make friends when I can. Binky's one of them, and I consider you to be one now as well.
Sure.
Sure.
Has anyone seen my left ear?
And I'd like to go to Wanda as well. Wanda, I'd like you to know, I am henceforth retiring.
Great.
How do you do? And if that's the response, Oogie just kind of like, alrighty then, and then just walks off.
Kevin's gonna say to Oogie before he leaves, "Hey, no hard feelings, eh? It was all fun and games until somebody loses an eye."
Well, I almost lost a friend because of your actions.
So we're even now, right? Right?
I'll consider it. We'll see next time you're on this track what happens.
Ooh.
Sounds like a date.
I think everybody will have a good time. What was I doing again?
Oh.
It looks like I'm not the only one having out-of-body experiences.
Who are you?
And with that, unless there's anything else, I think that's where we leave the graveyard shift. Thank you so much, everyone. What a wonderful game. Why don't we go round, talk about who we are, where we can find each other online, and all of that good stuff. We'll go the opposite way around this time and start with Mage Hand Press, who happens to be our sponsor. Oh, hi.
Yeah, I'm Justin with Maychain Press. I'm the community manager. Today we actually released the beta of Dark Matter, which is our 5e in space expansion. Scrat's had 2 different shows the past couple seasons. Both were great. You should definitely check them out if you haven't already. And if you don't have Dark Matter, check it out on store.maychainpress.com.
Yes, indeed. And viewers, as of next week, I'll have a special code for you to go and get 15% discount on that as well. In fact, I might even get it set up by tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Thank you. Next around, we have Call Me Caulfield, Robin. Oh, hi. You win.
So I came into this with full intent on winning. I accomplished my goal. But I am Robin Caulfield. You can find me on Twitter and virtually any other social media at Call Me Caulfield. But more importantly, I've been working on a really special, really fun project as my D&D podcast releases on May 5th. It's Viturium Podcast. There is a Twitter account. It's at Viturium Podcast. So I update things there. And I pretend like someone else is running that Twitter account rather than me. And you can check out a lot of my writing on callmecaulfield.com. And my podcast will be available on there as well as on pretty much any podcast platform. And thanks for having me again, Scrat. I love being here. So
It's great to have you. I'd love to put those links in the Twitch chat as well. If you're in Twitch chat, feel free to do so. If not, put them in the Zoom chat and I'll copy them across for you. Next around, oh hi, Joshua Barbo. Oh hi! Oh, DM on demand also.
Yeah. Yeah, Joshua Barbeau, that's my name. You can find me on Twitter at Joshua Barbeau. Yes, DM on demand. I run out of Toronto. I think the first of its kind, a DM Dungeons and Dragons entertainment service for hire. So you can find me at dmondemand.ca. I do everything from birthday parties to corporate events to regular games, if that's what you want. It's a lot of fun if you're in the GTA. If you're not in the GTA, hit me up anyway on Twitter.
Fantastic. Exactly the same thing goes to you as well. If you're in the chat, feel free to post those links. If not, put them in the Zoom lit chat. I'd love to give people our links. Last...
I was just wanting to say to Josh that, like, while Oogie might hold a grudge, it was fantastic playing with you.
I had a lot of fun playing with you as well. And, you know, if I had to go out in a blaze of glory, that was the way to do it. Dracolich blowing me to pieces.
Things you don't expect from a casual racing game. Last...
Though, Scrat, this is the second game that I've played in, and both times I've died at the end. So, 3 for 3 next time.
You know.
Don't feel bad, Josh. First time, I almost died at the end. It wasn't Scrat's fault, though.
I seem to be picking up a reputation for this. Let's move on quickly. Kylie, oh hi!
Oh, hi. I'm Kai or Kylie. Either one is fine. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter as stonefly_Kai. I will be streaming again, and I'll be doing painting minis and character art. And then my schedule, because I'm on several shows right now, my schedule you can find on my Twitter.
Fantastic. Well, everyone, thank you so much. That's me as well. This was Cartoon Karting. I'll get the bot to spam you some links. The Streamlabs merch there, the first one. There's an event running at the minute where we're selling last season's posters. If you'd like to grab one, please feel free to. Though they may seem pricey, every poster I make $5 on minus costs. So far the ones I've sold, I think I make about $4 on. So a lot of it goes into production. So if you want to support us that way, you can. Also, there's all those sorts of other things there. Social links, ways you can support us. Sponsor information, which I need to update because it still talks about last season, but I will do that. Big thank you to Mage Hand Press and Bird and the Storm Publishing, who make this all possible. Yeah, thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow now at 2 p.m. EST with, what day is it? It's Wednesday. So that means we are playing... Blimey, what am I playing?
Oh, scrap.
Brain fart.
Oh, scrap.
Yeah, I've got no idea. Oh, there it goes. I know we've got Star Wars, Eden. I'm playing Warhammer. We're going to be hunting heretics, everyone. 2 p.m. EST for the heretic hunt. And that is a viewer game as well. And I think we've got availability within a month. So if you want to get in if you want to come and hunt some heretics with me and my chirpy gunslinger, send me a DM on Twitter and we'll get you in. Yep, that's the one, Aurora. Sheepy. In the meantime, thank you very much, everyone. We will see you tomorrow. Keep on evoking emotions, and yeah, we'll see you later. Bye!
Bye.